Thursday, April 14th, Lesson number 3, The Wickedness of Man. Genesis 4:17-24 says, Cain had relations with his wife, and she conceived, and gave birth to Enoch. And he built a city, and called the name of the city Enoch, after the name of his son. Now to Enoch was born Irad, and Irad became the father of Mehujael, and Mehujael became the father of Methusael, and Methusael became the father of Lamech. Lamech took to himself 2 wives. The name of the one was Adah, and the name of the other Zillah. Adah gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who dwell in tents and have livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all those who play the lyre and pipe. As for Zillah, she also gave birth to Tubal-Cain, the forger of all implements of bronze and iron, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. Lamech had said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, Listen to my voice, you wives of Lamech, give heed to my speech, for I have killed a man for wounding me, and a boy for striking me. If Cain is avenged 7-fold, then Lamech 77-fold. What was Cain's legacy, and how did Cain's crime open the way for the increasing wickedness of all humankind? Cain's great-great-grandson, Lamech, refers to Cain's crime in the context of his own. This comparison between the crime of Cain and the crime of Lamech is instructive. While Cain keeps silent about his only recorded crime, Lamech seems to be boasting about his, expressing it in a song, Genesis 4:23-24. While Cain asks for God's mercy, Lamech is not recorded as asking for it. While Cain is avenged 7 times by God, Lamech believes that he will be avenged 77 times, Genesis 4:24, a hint that he's very much aware of his guilt. Also, Cain is monogamous, Genesis 4:17. Lamech introduces polygamy, for the scripture says specifically that he took for himself 2 wives, Genesis 4:19. This intensification and exaltation of evil will eventually and definitely affect the next generations of Cainites. Following immediately this episode of evil in the Cainite family, the biblical text records a new event that counters the Cainite trend. Adam knew his wife, Genesis 4:25, and the result is the birth of Seth, whose name is given by Eve to indicate that God had put another seed in the place of Abel. In fact, the history of the name Seth precedes Abel. The name Seth is derived from the Hebrew verb ashit, I will put, Genesis 3:15, which introduces the Messianic prophecy. The Messianic seed will be passed on in the Sethite line. The biblical text gives then the record of the Messianic line beginning with Seth, Genesis 5:3, and including Enoch, Genesis 5:21, Methuselah, and ending with Noah, Genesis 6:8. The phrase sons of God, Genesis 2, refers to the line of Seth because they are designed to preserve the image of God, Genesis 1:4. On the other hand, the daughters of men, Genesis 2, seems to have a negative connotation, contrasting the offspring of those in the image of God with those in the image of men. And it is under the influence of these daughters of men that the sons of God took wives for themselves of all whom they chose, Genesis 6:2, indicating the wrong direction humanity was heading. Read Genesis 6:1-5. What a powerful testimony to the corruption of sin. Why must we do all that we can through God's power to eradicate sin from our lives? From the book Patriarchs and Prophets, page 80, it says, "To Adam was given another son, to be the inheritor of the divine promise, the heir of the spiritual birthright. The name Seth, given to this son, signified appointed or compensation for, said the mother. God hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew." Seth was of more noble stature than Cain or Abel, and resembled Adam more closely than did his other sons. He was a worthy character, following in the steps of Abel, yet he inherited no more natural goodness than did Cain. Concerning the creation of Adam, it is said, "In the likeness of God made he him." But man, after the fall, begat a son in his own likeness, after his image. While Adam was created sinless, in the likeness of God, Seth, like Cain, inherited the fallen nature of his parents. But he received also the knowledge of the Redeemer and instruction in righteousness. By divine grace he served and honored God, and he labored, as Abel would have done had he lived, to turn the minds of sinful men to revere and obey their Creator. Patriarchs and Prophets, page 80.